Hey there, welcome back to another video. This time around, it is yet another DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K update. And I just wanted to do a video just to show you that I'm doing okay, despite the fact that I look like I am a fruit roll-up or something, because I'm just so red. um, but other than that, I'm doing all right. I believe it's an allergic reaction to some pills I was prescribed to help with whatever this skin irritation or allergy is that I'm dealing with right now. It's prednisone, and one of the side effects, if your body is reacting to it, is a lot of the splotchy stuff like you see on my neck or like the redness on my face. So don't worry. It looks bad, but I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not having a hard time breathing or anything, or swallowing or anything like that. I'm gonna get a second opinion from a doctor sometime next week. I think I got bit by something, or I just got in contact with something, and it just caused some kind of reaction. It was actually a double whammy of things because of all. This might be too much information for some people, but some of you probably are wondering what's going on, and in order to explain what's going on, I kind of have to reveal some TMI stuff. I also had a yeast infection. I did not know that guys could get that, but apparently they can. And I like to sleep with my sweats on, and I think just something happened, and I've been treating that, and that's actually fine. That's doing all right. What's the problem is all this, like all these rashes and stuff like that, and I think it's from the prednisone. I don't think, and you can see like my face is even kind of getting a little more swollen. So I'm gonna stop that. I already talked to a doctor about it. I'm gonna stop taking that and see what happens the next couple days. Just stick with the antihistamine. All I gotta say is this thing has been really inconvenient for me. I've had to pretty much use all my sick time at one of my jobs because I just can't work right now, and it's just been incredibly frustrating, to say the least, because I still don't know what caused the initial contact dermatitis, and that's what's really frustrating. Like the yeast infection thing, that was pretty self-explanatory, but the other stuff, it's like, what the fuck is going on? So, enough TMI, enough talking about my red face and my red skin. Let's actually do something fun. I'm going to show some of the most recent titles that I picked up recently for the collection. This is probably going to be one of the last videos I will post in quite a while, because I still need to recover from whatever this is. I just wanted to put a quick video out there, just let you know what's going on. And as for those of you who have made requests, I will get to them as soon as I can. I am almost completely caught up with the list. I only have a couple more films to watch. I watched all the Death Wish movies recently, so I'm ready to be able to record those whenever I'm feeling better. And I've also watched most of the requests from another longtime subscriber and friend of mine named Brock. So just giving you a heads up that those will be coming. It's just a matter of like how I am feeling and whether or not I can get that taken care of. So I know I look kind of alarming right now, but just forgive me. I'm not turning into a killer tomato. I'm okay. I'm just dealing with this allergic reaction right now. So let's start out with 4K, recent release from Vinegar Syndrome, Dead Heat. I love this film. This is one of my favorites. It's really cool that this is getting a release from Vinegar Syndrome. This is in 4K, so it's got a lot of cool features, as well as a new transfer. I had the 88 films release, but that was region locked. This is not the case. It also ports over all the same features from the previous release. I also got an Arrow video release of a film called Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Uh, this was surprisingly kind of a pain in the ass to get, because each release that I kept, well, not really each release, but the first release that I ordered of this from Zavi showed up damaged, so then I had to wait another series of weeks for this to show up, and thankfully it was not damaged at all. I don't know what happened. I guess Ace Ventura decided to deliver the package for me the previous time around. So yeah, this is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Really crazy, decked out release from Arrow Video. It even comes with a poster and a booklet. And I also got some more Vinegar Syndrome stuff. We've got Mausoleum for the collection. Didn't have that one. I also got this. This is Candyman Day of the Dead. This is the Vestron Collector Series. This is a series I would like to review sometime, the Candyman films, because I did watch all of them like a few weeks ago. And this has got some really cool cover art. The film itself is not that great, but it was worth like $12.99 for me just for the features. Had some nice interviews with some of the cast and crew. I'll talk more about that when I get around to talking about that film. Picked up The Farmer, the infamous film that was not released for many years, and finally got a release on home video from Scorpion. This I think was spurred by the film being leaked on the internet. As soon as the film was leaked on the internet, this was put on the fast track for a release, which is cool. Because for many years, this was not available on VHS. It wasn't available on TV. You could only watch it on a iffy quality VHS rip. Well, not really, not a VHS rip. The VHS itself at a college. That's the only time you could be able to check it out. So it's cool to be able to finally see that, and in high definition. Got this. It was because it was super cheap. Got it at a pawn shop for the visuals and for the Peter Jackson collection. I only had it on DVD, so that's the reason why I got it. Picked this one up, Antlers. Actually watched this recently. I didn't mind it. I thought it could have been a lot better, but I would say there's still a lot going for this. For one, it has a lot of creature feature stuff because it's a creature feature, so there's a lot of practical creature effects in this, which is really surprising for a modern film to have a lot of practical makeup effects. Like, that was a real surprise and a genuine treat. Got the original The Haunting by Robert Wise. And forgive some of the glare and stuff like that. It's the best I can do with my setup. I also have like a background on my computer that's like really bright and neon, so that might be affecting it as well. Also, I'm wearing white, so that also makes things look a little bit more red and orangey and so on. But this is the best it's gonna get. So we have The Haunting, the remake. This was a Amazon warehouse release. This is why I got it for so cheap, because the back of the slipcover was all damaged and I had to replace the case. I got this because I'm curious about this one. I've heard it's terrible. I just honestly haven't seen it, or I haven't seen it in forever, so I'd like to revisit it sometime. I know it's one of the last big films that Jan de Bont did. And I know there was a history with that remake that's rather extensive. I know Wes Craven initially wanted to do it, but then things fell through, and then something happened, and then it was made later, but without Wes. So got this film called The Men's Club. The reason why I got this is because of the cast. It's got a great cast. I mean, Harvey Keitel, Frank Langella, Roy Scheider, Craig Wasson, Treat Williams, Richard Jordan. And it was super cheap. Another one that was super cheap, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Another one I'm curious about, and was based on a TV series. Got The Conjuring 2, because I did not have this one on Blu-ray. I remember this one being alright. I would like to get the third film sometime. Got The Naked Cage, This is a film that's released by Canon, and this is an out-of-print release from Shout Factory. Got it from Hamilton Book. Also got this, which is another out-of-print release from Hamilton. I Escape from Devil's Island and The Final Option. Speaking of Shout Factory, Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme, the collector's edition. I picked this up recently for the Jean-Claude Van Damme collection. Good transfer. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Don't have a lot of features, but at least no interviews with Van Damme. But it's still arguably the best release of the film you can get. Then I also got Killer Party. This is a fairly recent release from Scream Factory. I remember enjoying this when I saw it on VHS. So it's pretty cool to see this get a Blu-ray release. Has a couple features, couple interviews. But it's definitely an upgrade over the not Anchor Bay, the Warner Archive DVD. Got Jason Statham film, Safe. I had it on DVD, but the DVD was not safe because it was scratched to shit. So I wanted to pick up another copy. Got this film, Richard Jewell, because it looked like it might be interesting. And this is actually one of the requests that'll be coming up pretty soon. So Richard Jewell. Probably watch that later today. Got this triple feature of A Time to Kill, The Pelican Brief, and The Client. 3 films that only had on DVD, so it was a good deal to get all 3 of them on Blu-ray. I also got Point Break, the original, for the collection. Only had it on DVD. Yeah, I'm kind of iffy on a lot of things about this movie, but it's also got a lot going for it. So Point Break. Got this title from Thrift Shop. This is actually out of print and hard to find. This is Bad Girls. This is the out of print Anchor Bay release of a Western that was released like in the mid-90s with an all-female cast to try to capitalize on the success of Young Guns. Speaking of Young Guns, that needs a new release. Can we please get a new release of that already? In 4K, a new remaster with new features? Like, that film deserves it. Enough already with that bullshit with Young Guns. Got this drama as well, Girl on the Train. Looked like it might be interesting, and I like Emily Blunt. I had this on DVD, but I decided to upgrade to the Blu-ray. This is the Robin Hood film from a couple years ago. What's cool about this release is that it has Dolby Atmos. So it's not a 4K release, but it still has the Dolby Atmos track, which I thought was pretty cool. Then I also got this Triple H. Sorry, I watched some wrestling, so I guess I had a little bit of wrestling on my mind. So yeah, Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage. Got this Criterion release of a film called Sid and Nancy. It's a film by Alex Cox. Loose biopic of Sid Vicious and company, but uses a lot of stuff that's not true to fact. But I've always been curious about checking it out for Gary Oldman and his performance. The Big Red One, considered one of the quintessential war flicks of its time. I only had this on DVD. Also have Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a remake that barely nobody talks about, that I think is too bad because I remember it being a lot of fun. I saw it in the theater with my aunt years ago, and I remember enjoying it. And honestly, it's been probably that long since I've seen it last. It seems like a lot of people remember it more for the fact that Brad and Angelina were breaking up rather than the film itself. Picked this up, The Purge 4-movie collection. Got a good deal on it. Just to get all the Purge films all in one set. And yes, I know it doesn't have the 5th one, but that's because I have it right here. So this is the Forever Purge, the most recent Purge film, which I've heard some alright things about that one. Then I got Shudder original film called Yummy. I saw the trailer for this. It looked like it might be a lot of fun. It had a lot of practical gore. It's a foreign film, I believe. Kind of a dumb title, but, you know, if it's good, I mean, that doesn't really bother me too much. Then I got something called Revenge, one I was kind of curious about, because I saw a film called False Positive, and I would say I'm not very positive on that film. I thought it was a letdown, pretty disappointing. Didn't really know whether it wanted to be a thriller or a drama or a horror film. It just never found common ground or one genre to stick with. Double feature for the Van Damme collection, The Order and Nowhere to Run. Two fun films. Nowhere to Run, I think, is one of Van Damme's most underrated. Really glad to have that on Blu-ray finally. Got another out-of-print Shout Factory release of a film called Roadie, starring the late, great Meatloaf, as well as a bunch of other musicians who are making their acting debuts. Future World, the sequel to Westworld, the film that is, for the most part, pretty much forgotten about as well, and it's another out-of-print release from Shout Factory. And then I also got a film called Monster Party, because I saw the trailer a while ago, and I thought it looked like it might be an intriguing thriller. The rest of the stuff here are some DVDs and some box sets. And actually this, which is pretty cool, the Ultimate McReady Station Survival action figure of The Thing. I got this from Target. Then you see a little bit more of my background. Sorry, it's all neon colored, but yeah. Ultimate Battle Station, Station Survival Battle Station McReady. So I actually have my own personal Kurt fucking Russell. So that's pretty awesome. This is a 4K replacement disc for the Kino Lorber release of Hard Target. I was not expecting to get this. It really was a surprise. I pre-ordered it from Amazon a while back, and then I canceled it because there was a delay, and the delay happened because they took the release off the shelves. They took it off Amazon because of the fact that it had an issue with the pressing. There were some kind of technical difficulties. I think it was a sound thing again. So they took it off, and they're re-releasing it later in February, so later this month. But I was not expecting to get the replacement disc so soon. So now I'll have like 2 copies of the 4K, because I reordered it from Amazon because I want it with the cover art. I don't want just a disc without any case and cover art. But I did check it out. It looks fucking phenomenal. Like, Hard Target has never looked better. Good sound mix too. And no, it's not the work print release, which sucks, but it's still a really nice looking print regardless. So I'm gonna go with the DVDs, and I'm gonna go to the 4Ks, because I have some 4Ks, but I'm gonna go with the DVDs first. So we have the box set of Reno 911, the complete series. I used to watch this quite a bit on Comedy Central, so this is gonna be a lot of fun to revisit it. This box set is cheap as fuck, though. I hate this box set. It just sounds cheap, and like the case barely even holds together. And look how cheap this is. This isn't even contained. Like, there's not even a thing to keep this inside the case. It just sits in there. So it just sits in there and moves around, and it's just a cheap fucking set. Comedy Central or Paramount, like, they really cheaped out on that. They really did a cheap ass job on that one. While I'm remembering, I set them up on a shelf somewhere, and I don't really want to get up and get them right now. I did get a couple Blu-rays that I didn't show you of Jackass 3 and Bull Durham. But I'll show those in another update, because I just don't want to get up and get them right now at the moment. Home Improvement, the complete first season. Another show I remember watching as a kid. I haven't seen it in forever. This set is definitely something different. It opens up like a toolbox. So it slides, you can slide the top off, and then it shows you the artwork. And then you can take it out. And this is also from a time when things were less politically correct, because it comes with a calendar. Comes with a Tool Time Girl calendar, which I think is pretty fucking cool. I mean, she's hot. She's gorgeous. I'm not going to complain about having a Tool Time Girl calendar. But you know how people would, react to that today if a box set of a show came with what is absolutely a cheesecake item. It's there for, look how hot this girl is. Yeah, that would be problematic for some people. But those people need to lighten the fuck up and get over it. Got this anthology film because it was super cheap with this awful cover art, but it had some decent reviews. I'm a sucker for horror anthologies. Yes, it might be shit, but it didn't cost me anything. I think it cost like $1 or something, so it didn't cost me that much. Film called Archive, sci-fi film that looked interesting. Got a 4-pack with the Hotspot, which I already have, but I didn't have Exposed, Tough Guys Don't Dance, and The Visitors. And this is like the only way you can get The Visitors and Exposed for a decent price. It's all in one disc, though, each film, so that leads to not the best picture quality. But, yeah, all of these look interesting. The Visitors has a very young James Woods in it, as well as Steve Wurlsback. Exposed is a thriller with Nastasha Kinski, Rudolph Nureyev, and Harvey Keitel. Got a comedy called The Long Shot, or just Long Shot. Yeah, Seth Rogen's become pretty annoying, but I've been curious about this one. I've heard it's not that great, but it only cost me $1, and it was brand new. Got this for the Arnold Schwarzenegger collection, because I only had this in a triple pack, which had 2 films that I already have on Blu-ray, so I thought it would be a good idea to get it separately for the collection. Yeah, the film where Arnold is pregnant. I can only just imagine like how that film came to be. I would love to know that it was all a ploy by Stallone. It was Stallone getting Schwarzenegger back for tricking him into doing Stop Him or My Mom Will Shoot. Like Sly's doing he's gonna do it. Stallone's gonna do it. Arnold. He's gonna do he's gonna do Junior. You have to come in and do it. And that would be hilarious if that was the case. But it's probably not the case at all. Arnold just decided to do the film because the money was probably really good. And he got to work with Danny DeVito and Ivan Reitman again, which he really enjoyed working with on Twins. But I'm just imagining like the whole round table conversation. They're trying to get Arnold to do it, and he's hesitant. Arnold, come on. This is going to be a huge hit. Danny DeVito's on board. You got Ivan Reitman. But it's a pregnant man. This is just stupid. This doesn't make any sense. Well, look, I know. It's silly. It's absurd. I know they tried to do it before in some movie with Billy Crystal and Joan Rivers. But this is going to be a hit. You've got to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. This is just ridiculous. This is silly. A pregnant man? I can't play a pregnant man. And then they're like, Arnold, here is your paycheck. And then they show him the paycheck. And he's like, I love it. This idea is fantastic. Let's get pregnant. That's probably not what happened at all, but I just love to imagine that. I think it's hilarious. So we have another film, Deepwater Horizon. Mark Wahlberg. Got the first season of a show called Dinner for Five. Heard about it from a friend of mine. He mentioned it. And I got it for pretty cheap, so it looks like it might be kind of interesting. Got a film called Bad Samaritan. I know it was shot in Oregon, in Portland actually, which is pretty near to where I live. So I've been curious about that one. Also to see David Tennant in that kind of role. A thriller called Solace, with Anthony Hopkins and Colin Farrell. Slasher film called Hatchet Man from Showtime. Triple pack with Eye of the Needle, Gorky Park, and Company Business. Got it for Company Business for the Gene Hackman collection. Classic film called Cool Hand Luke. Nick Nolte movie, Farewell to the King. Been out of print. Got a pretty good deal on that one. Got it from Goodwill. Another out of print release. It's been out of print for years. TV Terrors double feature of The Initiation of Sarah and Are You in the House Alone from Scream Factory. Got this release from Scream Factory as well, an IFC Relic. Got another release from IFC, I believe, IFC and Scream Factory, The Rental. Directed by Dave Franco. Got this, which I've heard really good things about, a Netflix series, The Haunting of Hill House. Film called A Lonely Place to Die. Looks like it might be an interesting thriller with Melissa George. Got Grease 2 for the collection. Nowhere near as good as Grease 1, but watchable. Thriller called No Good Deed that I mainly got for the cast. I mean, Sam Jackson and Mila Jovovich. Sci-fi thriller from back in the day called Colossus: The Forbidden Project. A direct-to-video action flick, Pressure Point, with Michael Madsen. It also got a Jackie Chan film, The Shinjuku Incident. And the rest of the stuff here is 4Ks. Now, I did order one other Blu-ray, which is on its way from Target. They had a deal like buy two, get one free. And it's of the film Falling Down with Michael Douglas. But it hasn't come in the mail yet. So here is Universal Soldier. This cover art is shitty. I don't like this cover art. It sucks. I don't understand why they went with this. The French release has much better cover art, and this just makes it look like a really cheap-ass direct-to-video movie, or it's from the same people who brought you The Dark Knight Rises. I don't understand why it looks like this. But it's a good transfer. Good sound mix. I would say it's an update. It's definitely an upgrade over the previous Blu-ray in terms of picture quality. And what's cool about these, just like with a lot of Studio Canal 4Ks, they come with Blu-rays that have the remastered version on the Blu-ray. None of this lazy bullshit where you get the old release. No, you get a remastered print on the Blu-ray. So if you don't have 4K, you can get Total Recall, you can get Red Heat, you can get Universal Soldier, you can get Lockup, and you can still get the remastered versions. Speaking of remastered 4K versions, Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, Episode 1. Got that one. Also got Episode 2. And Attack of the Clones. Got a fun story about that one. That is the film where I almost swallowed a screw while watching the movie in the theater. And it was like during the scene I was anticipating the most. Like I really wanted to see the scene with Jango Fett. And that's when my glasses fell apart out of fucking nowhere. The screw fell into my bag of popcorn. And so I can't see now because my glasses just fell the fuck apart. And I can't see without my glasses at all. I can only see what's in front of my face. And so I'm trying to eat popcorn. I was trying to eat popcorn at the same time, and the screw was in there. So I bit down on the screw, thank God. Otherwise, I would have swallowed the screw, and who knows what would have happened. So yeah, I didn't see that scene. I didn't see the rest of the movie, basically, because I couldn't fucking see. So I did see the film finally all the way through on home video later on. But yeah, it was a pretty shitty experience. I definitely got screwed. Here is episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And that's really it for the Star Wars 4K collection. Yeah, I know I could get Rogue One, I could get Solo, maybe in the future if the price is right. But for right now, I'm fine with the Blu-rays that I have of those, because those are spin-offs. I don't really count them as a part of the actual series in terms of the main series of films. And it took me a bit longer than just buying a box set, but it cost me way, way, way less than it would have if I bought the box set. I also got War of the Planet of the Apes. War for the Planet of the Apes, my bad. Would like to get the other two, but this was super cheap. It was only like $3 for a 4K release. I'm not going to turn that down. And I have them on Blu-ray, the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy, but it's a good-looking 4K. And speaking of 4K, Dune. Yes, I did get this release. The 4K HD release of Dune. Now, I am a huge fan of David Lynch's Dune, and one of these days I will revisit that. I will do an in-depth review of that one, and I will check this one out and share my thoughts on it too, but that'll be a little bit down the road. I also got Bloodshot with Vin Diesel. Got Everest. This case is kind of busted, kind of battered, but the disc is fine. Got a good deal on it. I've been really curious about this film. I still haven't seen it yet, and the 4K is really stunning. And I also got Fury with Brad Pitt, which kind of fits with my face right now. I look like I'm steaming red, but I'm not really furious or anything. Well, I am a little bit furious. I'm just furious about this whole thing. I'm so fucking done with this skin shit, with these rashes, and with this itching, and with this fucking bullshit. I'm so fucking done with it. As you can see, I'm like shaggy. I haven't shaved in a few days because my skin is too irritated. I can't shave. So it's just fucking annoying. We're getting to the end. This is the last bit of titles that I want to show you. These are box sets. Let's just say the best for last. Not saying that all this other stuff isn't really good, but the box sets are some of the stuff that I really, really like. And I got a good deal on all of these, except for the Ghostbusters box set, which I still had to pay like over $100 for. But these two that I'm going to show you from Sony, I paid like a little bit over the price of one for both, because I had some returns that I was able to use credit for. So here we have the Umbrella box, and this is the Resident Evil 4K collection. Yeah, I know these films are considered not to be the best in the world, but I've heard these transfers are pretty good and has Dolby Atmos, and I only had them on Blu-ray, and it was just too good of a deal to pass up. I mean, to get this many films for this cheap was a good deal. Speaking of cheap, though, these digipacks or whatever they are, they're cheap as fuck. I don't know why they did not just have them in actual 4K cases, plastic cases. That's what all of them look like, the digipacks. I'm not going to take all of them out. I'm just going to show you the first one because that's just kind of overkill. I just dropped something here. I just need to grab it real quick. Has the digital code and whatever else, like the booklet or something. So that's the Resident Evil Umbrella set. And then we have, I forgot what this is called, but this is the Underworld collection, 4K. And this one is a much better set. Like, it's made out of a sturdier box in terms of the material. And all of them have their own slipcover in an actual 4K set. So what I mean by actual 4K set, like they have them in an actual regular black 4K case. Why the fuck did Sony not do that for the Resident Evil set? I don't know why they didn't do that. It just seemed like common sense since they already did it for Underworld, but maybe Underworld happened afterwards. Maybe it came out after that set, so then they decided that the digipack route was cheap and people didn't like it, so they went with the other way for Underworld. And speaking of Sony, initially I was not going to get this, But then I remembered that Sony is really shady when it comes to these kind of sets, because I bought the 30th anniversary Steelbook set and it went out of print really quick and they never made more. So I knew that if I wanted to strike big, so to speak, if I wanted to get this set, I had to strike fast and I had to get a copy. Otherwise, I would have to pay like crazy amount of money online to scalpers, and I wasn't about to fucking do that because I love at least the first two in this series, and there was a special features series of discs that I really wanted to check out. So I did get it. I got the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection from Sony. I know that this is a set that a lot of people have not been able to get a hold of, and I think that's bullshit. I really think that's too bad, because I think there's a lot of people who should have gotten a set instead of the fucking scalpers online, or the people who considered themselves to be entrepreneurs. But yeah, this is the Ghost Trap set. Pretty cool looking. I mean, I would say I don't think it's as cheaply made as some people think. I am really lucky that this arrived in this decent of shape, because it was just put in a really flimsy plastic mailer from Amazon. And I'm lucky that I just got it from Amazon anyway, because normally like they're like, oh, we don't have it in stock. But as you can see, yeah, there's some creasing on the side here, but still pretty cool set. It comes with a book. It's a reproduction of an out-of-print book that I actually have. I'm actually one of the few Ghostbusters fans that have a copy of the original print of this, Making Ghostbusters. The original print is way better. It's much better if you ask me, because it actually... It's not like this is cheaply printed, but it's very small in terms of the print, and it's just a much more impressive and really cool experience to look through the actual original print. This is the bonus features disc, which is pretty awesome. This has all the features that were on the Steelbook release, as well as another disc that has even more stuff. Sadly, it doesn't have the deleted scene from Ghostbusters 2 that I wanted to see the most, when Ray gets possessed. I guess they never shot it, or they still haven't found it yet. Then you have individual releases of the Ghostbusters films. So you have the first film. Forgive the fingerprints. It just, for some reason, this material just really absorbed a lot of fingerprints. You have the first film, Ghostbusters. I had the Steelbook release. The 4K transfer wasn't bad by any means, but this was not necessarily remastered. It's not a new print, but it was scanned through 4K with Dolby Atmos, as well as Dolby Vision, and it was also set up for HDR10. So to me, I think there is a considerable difference when I looked at this 4K disc compared to the last one, because I watched that one recently before I saw Afterlife. So to me, this is a significant upgrade in terms of the picture quality for both films, for Ghostbusters 1 and for Ghostbusters 2. These slipcovers, they're not like the sturdiest thing, but I actually do like the simplicity of it. And the cover art's not too bad either. Good transfers. Not good, I mean great transfers. The best I've ever seen either of these films look, in terms of the detail and the color. And then you have Afterlife, which, yeah, you already know my thoughts in this one. But I'm fine with having it for the collection. For if there's a rainy day and I want to ever revisit it or watch it again, I can. So that is the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection. Pretty steep in price, but I mean, considering Amazon or Sony is not going to release it again, it's cheaper. It was cheaper for me to get it for the price that I paid than it was to get it later, because there's no guarantee that I would be able to get it later anyway. I just do find it kind of crazy that they made it an online exclusive. It was never released in stores, so that really limited the ability for a lot of people to get it. And it's just a shame that people just weren't able to get their hands on it, at least the people who really wanted a copy. I'm hoping for those of you who do really want a copy of the set, you eventually do get your hands on it for a decent price. If not, I hope you at least get access to the features at least, because I know a lot of people are really interested in that, because not everyone has a 4K setup, so not everyone is really interested in the 4K discs. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you. I'm gonna cool off because I've had all these lights on, and I think it's starting to kind of affect my skin a little bit. So until next time, which might be a bit, because I just got to get over whatever the hell this is. I will see you later. See ya.